Well, hi, Brooke. How's it going with you?
Great. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good. Checked out your short film, Oh Babies. It's very funny.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you got to take a look at it.
Well, first of all, hey, congratulations on winning that best short film at what Dances with Films this past weekend, right?
Yeah, thank you. It was very exciting. What a way to come back to the movie theater.
How did it feel to basically have this showcased at a physical film festival?
I think through the festival we were able to even ruminate on what it meant even more. It was one thing to be in the theater and hear those laughs again, because I think after a year and a half of like you and your film being alone, it's like, I don't know, is this even funny? What are we doing? And then to hear those laughs and have conversations after, gosh, you're just reminded why we tell stories. It's about connection and bring each other together. It was the absolute best.
That is great. That is great to hear.
Yeah.
So tell us where the original story idea came from. It came from Kate.
It came from both of us. Kate and I wanted to collaborate on something, so we had been brainstorming for a few months, and then she officially got pregnant, and so we kind of took it another direction. We're like, let's definitely center this around your pregnancy. She really wanted to do that, and we wanted to tell a story that isn't seen a lot in media, showing empowerment in women and their sexuality through motherhood, through pregnancy. So we kind of came up with that together, but it was all based on the fact that Kate did get pregnant, and then you kind of have a deadline because there's no extending that. There's no past the 9-month mark, right? So we had to work really quickly, but that was kind of a fun deadline to have.
Well, not to play on puns, but the conception of the of the story, was it early during the pregnancy, or was it like kind of like in the middle? But
Uh,
obviously not late.
yeah, no, not late. Yeah, pretty early in the pregnancy, because we had already been kind of exploring those themes. Obviously, as her and her husband are, entering a new chapter of life as trying to be parents. So we had explored those story lines, and then once she got pregnant, and it was like, the baby's healthy, she's healthy, like we can really put our energy into this. Yeah, we had to move very quickly, but it was towards the beginning of her pregnancy when we started writing.
So when did you know when to start production?
Right. So it's kind of a funny story. I haven't told many people about it, but when she started showing physically, her little bebe bump, um, we had a fundraiser to get investors for our film. We did it through Seed and Spark. I had worked with them before on another film, and so her announcement that she was pregnant was also her announcement that we were making a film. So that was kind of the shtick of the whole thing, is she waited to tell friends and family until we made this kind of video saying, I'm pregnant with this thing, and then we're also doing this. So it was very exciting to friends and family, to kind of, find out about both at the same time.
So I'm curious, when you made this announcement, were people more excited about the pregnancy or about the film?
Oh, I'll say equal. No, we were all so elated that Kate was pregnant and just so excited for her family. I think it was just something that people aren't used to hearing. Like, wait, you're gonna do this while you're pregnant, but you have so much to do to prepare for this baby. And Kate is very bold and brash. She's like, yeah, we're doing both. We're gonna do it. It's okay. And I think that was really important about creating and fostering an environment around us that was very uplifting for her, a crew and production team that was really making a positive environment through that entire pre and post production process.
Were there challenges filming with Kate while pregnant?
Yes, absolutely. First and foremost, you know, Kate and I have been friends for years now, and I had to be a friend first, which meant that I had to put Kate's safety and health. That's number one outside of our film. So that was number one. But then number two, as a director, is having this vision and really wanting to explore, and not to give too much away, but you know the scene I'm talking about where there's a lot of fun happening. Wanting to really explore different awkward places in that. So a lot of that was improvised between me and the actors and my DP. We would just kind of call out suggestions. My background's in improv, so I'm very comfortable in that as a filmmaker. Made sure my two actors felt safe and open to that. And then we just kind of played around. But yeah, her safety was always number one for me.
Absolutely, absolutely. Why is it so important to tell, you know, obviously this is a different kind of story because there is like a stigma about telling stories about pregnant women, especially in a romantic role per se, don't you think?
Sure, absolutely. I think it tends to be a very private time of life between, and I'll just say typically, you know, the stereotype is between a couple that is going through that time. But I think in this modern age, families look different. It's not the, you know, that what, I don't know what, Leave It to Beaver. Like it's not, you know, two parents and 1.5 kids. And it's just, we wanted to explore what reality looks like. And it's not always in that picture perfect atmosphere. And then we also wanted to explore what it's like to actually show the humanity of a pregnant woman. I think, especially in our industry, and Kate can speak to this much more than I can, but there's this expectation, even we're both actors, there's this expectation even when you're pregnant, like, oh, you better tell your agent so they don't send you out for these things. And, oh, you just take 9 months off. And we were just talking about that. Like, why does it have to be that way? Why can't we celebrate the beauty that is being pregnant? Why can't we show that on screen more? It's a pretty standard part of life. I think we've all been born. So somehow we have been a part of that process. And yeah, we just want to see it more on TV and normalize it and normalize motherhood and what that looks like for real. Yeah.
Tell me, how do you know Kate? When you first met?
Yeah, we met about 8 years ago in our first acting class in Los Angeles. She had just moved from New York. I had just moved from the Chicago area. And she was actually the first person I met. She, you know, you've seen the movie. That is Jane is very much like Kate. So she came in the room. She's like, hey, everybody, you know, very loud. I'm like, oh, hi, we're going to be friends for a long time. And it's true. Our friendship just kind of keeps growing.
That is great.
Yeah.
Of course, I don't want to forget the other co-star, TJ. Could you talk about him, why he was perfect for the role?
Absolutely. TJ and Kate actually go way back. They used to do theater in New York and regionally. And when we were writing the role of Ben, it was really important to paint this man as not necessarily, you know, it's not a story through his eyes, it's through hers. But we wanted someone very likable and leaving the audience guessing at the end, like, I don't know what's going to happen. We don't know. You know, we don't really tie it up in a bow for you. But once we had done the table read with TJ and I had met him, I was like, oh yeah, for sure. This is who we're going with. But we kind of wrote it for him. Yeah. And then we were so honored to meet Samson, who played the waiter, Dan, and to bring his very special voice of comedy into it as well. It was just like this little threesome that was just, it was just perfection. We had so much fun.
I think all the pieces did actually land very well. That's terrific.
Thank you.
Now, obviously, Dancing with Film is over, but your short film is going to be showcased in other film festivals. Can you talk about that?
Yeah, absolutely. As of right now, we have in a couple weeks Calabasas Film Festival coming up. That's a smaller festival up in Calabasas, but it's run by two sisters, a female-led festival. We're so excited to be a part of that. And then end of September it is Almost the end of September. That is correct. October, we're going to be in Santa Fe Independent Film Festival and San Diego International Film Festival. So those are the three we're really excited to announce right now, and there might be more soon.
That is great. That is great. Well,
Thank you.
Brooke, it's a great time carrying this conversation about your short film. I just want to basically give you a small note about it. Is because when I watched it, I thought this was just a comedy about like a bumble date gone wrong. I didn't read anything on your short film, and then when the surprise kicked in, I was going, okay, that's different.
See, now that's what I love. We have to be careful in these interviews because I don't want to give everything away. But oh, that makes me so happy because that turn is quite quite the reveal.
This is a terrific short film. I hope everyone actually checks it out in more film festivals. Brooke, thanks for speaking to us about your short film. Hopefully we get to do this again.
Yes, my pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Hey, thank you. Next time.
Bye. Bye.